على أرض السعودية رؤية 2030 الطموح لإنشار المنتدى الصناعات العالمية وتوطين هذا الصف الذي يجسد إرادة مستقبلية مشتركة ويرسخ شراكة استراتيجية بين قيادة صناعية وصينية عريقة واقتصاد سعودي ينمو بثبات.
Our cities are where life happens. They are vibrant centers of human connection, work, dreams. For centuries, people have flocked to them, seeking opportunity and a richer existence. But as our cities have grown larger and faster, a shadow has fallen over this promise. We build higher and wider, paving over the very earth that sustains us. We fill the air with noise, fumes. Our urban landscapes are often hot, stressful, disconnected from the natural world. This constant expansion, fueled by old habits, is creating a deep problem that we can no longer ignore. It is a problem that affects our health, our happiness, and the future of our planet. We have designed our cities around cars and concrete, not people. We have forgotten a simple truth. Cities are habitats for humans. Just like any other living creature, we need a healthy environment to thrive. We need clean air to breathe. We need shade from the sun. The current model of urban growth is failing to provide these basic human needs. It is creating cities that are damaging to nature and increasingly difficult for us to live in. We are facing a critical choice: continue down this path or find a better way to build our future. The good news is that a better way exists. We have the knowledge and the tools to transform our urban spaces. We can build cities that are sustainable, more beautiful, more equitable, more joyful. More and more of us are choosing to live in cities. UN, by 2050, nearly 70% will be urban. This rapid migration puts immense pressure on our city systems. To accommodate growth, we build endlessly. Vast expanses of asphalt for roads and parking lots, towering buildings of concrete and glass. These hard, dark surfaces act like sponges for the sun's heat. During the day, they absorb solar radiation. At night, they release it slowly. This creates the urban heat island effect. Cities become significantly warmer than the countryside. Hot summers feel unbearable and dangerous. Higher risk of heat stroke, dehydration, other heat-related illnesses, especially for the elderly. Young children, people with existing health conditions. Heat increases demand for air conditioning. Much of this energy is produced by burning fossil fuels, coal, gas. This releases harmful pollutants and carbon dioxide, worsens air quality, and accelerates climate change. Concrete sidewalks, asphalt roads, rooftops, they prevent rainwater from soaking into the ground. When it rains, especially heavy storms, water has nowhere to go. Water rushes across surfaces, picking up pollutants, overwhelms drainage systems, leads to frequent and severe street flooding, can damage homes, disrupt transportation, pose serious safety risks. The natural water cycle is broken. We've pushed nature out, cleared forests for subdivisions, filled in wetlands for shopping centers, parks and green spaces treated as empty lots for development. We lose trees that provide shade, clean our air, cool our streets. We lose habitats for birds, insects, other wildlife. We lose connection to the natural world, vital for mental and emotional health. We've built ourselves into a corner, surrounded by concrete and cut off from the living world. This is not just about planting a few trees or creating a park. It is a strategic approach that uses nature as a tool to solve complex urban problems. It involves integrating systems of trees, gardens, wetlands, permeable soils directly into the city's fabric. It includes things like green roofs, which are gardens planted on top of buildings, and vertical gardens that climb up walls. It also includes rain gardens, shallow depressions filled with plants that collect and filter stormwater. The benefits of green infrastructure are numerous and profound. Let's start with the heat. Trees are nature's perfect air conditioners. Through a process called evapotranspiration, they release water vapor into the air, which has a powerful cooling effect. Their leaves also provide direct shade, cooling the surfaces below, like sidewalks and buildings. A street lined with healthy trees can feel 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than a street with no trees at all. Green roofs have a similar effect. They insulate buildings, reducing the need for air conditioning in the summer and heating in the winter, which saves energy and money. Green infrastructure is also a brilliant solution for managing water. Instead of fighting against rainwater with concrete pipes and drains, it works with it. Permeable pavements, made from materials that allow water to pass through, let rain soak directly into the ground, replenishing groundwater supplies. Rain gardens capture runoff from roads and rooftops. Bioswales, vegetated channels that slow and filter stormwater, capture runoff from roads and rooftops. This prevents pollutants from washing into our rivers and lakes and significantly reduces the risk of urban flooding. By mimicking the way a natural forest absorbs water, green infrastructure turns a problem into a valuable resource, making our cities more resilient to heavy rainfall. Beyond these practical benefits, bringing nature back into the city enriches our lives in countless ways. Parks, community gardens, and green corridors provide beautiful spaces for people. People can walk, play, relax, and connect with their neighbors. Exposure to nature has been proven to reduce stress, improve mental health, and increase our overall sense of well-being. These green spaces also create vital habitats for pollinators, like bees, butterflies, as well as for birds and other wildlife, increasing the biodiversity of our urban ecosystems. A city rich with green infrastructure is a city that is healthier, more resilient, and simply a more pleasant place to be human. If you want to see the power of green infrastructure in action, look no further: the city-state of Singapore. Facing the challenges of being a small, dense, tropical island, Singapore has made a deliberate and ambitious choice to weave nature into every aspect of its urban development. For decades, it has pursued a vision of becoming a city in a garden, where built environment and nature coexist in harmony. This philosophy goes far beyond parks. It guides all planning and construction, proving a dense metropolis can be green and livable. Land is scarce, so planners looked upwards. The Lush program incentivizes developers to replace ground greenery with green spaces in the sky. You see vertical gardens on skyscrapers and lush rooftop gardens on hotels, offices, hospitals. The iconic Park Royal on Pickering features elevated gardens, waterfalls, and planter terraces, more than double the hotel's land area. Bishan Ang Mo Kio Park transformed a concrete drainage canal into a meandering river that runs through the park. In dry weather, people walk to the river's edge. In heavy rain, the banks are designed to flood, creating a temporary floodplain that holds and slows water. This award-winning approach improves flood control, biodiversity, and recreation. A high density of trees can lower ambient temperatures by up to 5 degrees Celsius. Singapore proves urban growth and a healthy environment can coexist. With bold vision and smart policy, we can build cities that are part of nature. A green city must be powered by clean energy. For too long, centralized fossil energy has polluted our air, harmed our health, and driven climate change. The path forward is a fundamental shift in how we generate and use electricity. Solar is the most accessible for cities. Every rooftop, every parking lot, every building facade, potential power plants. Install panels on site to generate clean electricity, reduce reliance on distant power stations, and cut transmission losses. Cities can lead by installing solar on public buildings, schools, libraries, government offices, and by creating policies and incentives for homeowners and businesses. As costs fall, solar has become one of the cheapest new sources of electricity. Where breezes are consistent, wind power, from large farms to smaller urban turbines, adds clean capacity. Geothermal uses the Earth's stable temperature for highly efficient heating and cooling, ideal for large buildings and new neighborhoods. Copenhagen aims for carbon neutrality with massive wind investments and efficient district heating that captures waste heat to warm homes. Their success shows a determined city can cut carbon while keeping a high quality of life. Section 6. Designing for Life. The wisdom of smart urban planning. A future-proof city is designed for people, not just cars. Walkable, connected, efficient. Mixed-use development puts daily needs within a short walk or bike ride. Robust public transport becomes an attractive alternative to driving when it is frequent, comfortable, and well-connected. Integrate safe walking and cycling. Wide sidewalks, good lighting, protected bike lanes, secure parking, to create real mobility choices. Curitiba pioneered BRT with dedicated lanes, level boarding stations, and simple fares, then planned growth along transit corridors, a global model. Set high standards for building performance and retrofit existing stock with insulation, high-performance windows, and smart systems. Section 7. Putting it all together. A symphony of solutions. Green infrastructure, renewable energy, smart design. They are not isolated solutions, but parts of a powerful symphony. Each element reinforces the others, creating a virtuous cycle of positive change. A city that embraces this integrated approach sees benefits greater than the sum of its parts. Imagine a newly designed neighborhood, streets lined with trees casting shade, people walking locally and cycling to transit, buildings topped with green roofs that absorb rain and insulate homes, solar powering households, electric public buses running quietly on a grid fed by nearby wind. Walkable streets cut car dependency, reduced congestion, lower noise, cleaner air, cooler microclimates, less flooding, more recreation, better physical and mental health. Local renewables shield from fuel shocks and stabilize climate. This holistic approach builds stronger community, more time outdoors, more neighborly connections. But it must be rooted in fairness and equity. Urban pollution, heat, and flood risk have disproportionately hurt low-income communities and neighborhoods of color. A truly sustainable city must be a just city. Prioritize green infrastructure, clean energy, and better transit in the communities that need them most. Prevent displacement. Provide affordable housing and local jobs. Train workers in green construction, solar installation, and urban forestry, creating pathways to prosperity. Share the benefits of a green city with all residents. Let's get started. This essay will explore a clear path forward and the simple, powerful ideas that can help us build future-proof green cities. Section 8. Practical steps for a greener tomorrow. Transforming our cities begins with clear, achievable steps, from policy to the sidewalk. Leaders can update zoning to require or incentivize green infrastructure. Mandate green roofs on new commercial buildings and trees for every development. Fund protected bike networks, expand transit service, and invest in solar on public buildings, schools, libraries, city halls. Create programs to help low-income households weatherize and access renewable energy, aligning climate goals with equity. Residents can start now. Plant a native tree or a balcony garden, join or start a community garden. Walk, bike, and take transit when possible. Switch to LED bulbs and improve insulation. Advocate for solar in your building. Small daily choices multiplied by thousands create powerful change. Get involved locally. Speak up for parks, safer bike lanes, and better transit. Vote for leaders with an ambitious, accountable vision. Support sustainable local businesses. The most important step is to begin. Every tree planted and every bike ride is a step in the right direction. Section 9. Conclusion. A hopeful path to a human city. Our cities stand at a crossroads. We can continue to build in ways that pollute our air, warm our streets, and separate us from nature, or choose a different path. We can build cities in harmony with the natural world that prioritize health and happiness, cool, clean, green, and fair. This future is already taking root. From Singapore's vertical gardens to Copenhagen's wind and Curitiba's buses, we are all city builders. The time to start is now.
How cities bounce back, the resilience blueprint. Create a YouTube 16:9 video using this script. Table of contents, about 9 sections. 1. The shock, when the lights go out. 2. Defining resilience, more than just bouncing back. 3. The unseen fault lines, a catalog of shocks. 4. The resilience blueprint, 4 pillars of design. 5. Nature's genius, working with the planet, not against it. 6. The digital shield, technology's role in urban defense. 7. The human element, community as critical infrastructure. 8. The price of safety, funding the future. 9. The call to act, building a stronger tomorrow. The rain began just after dark. It was not a gentle spring shower, it was a deluge. A wall of water pounding the city's roofs, a wall of water pounding the city's streets. The river, normally a calm ribbon of brown, began to swell. It churned with debris. It crept up its concrete banks with frightening speed. Then, in a flicker, the power went out. The city plunged into a sudden disorienting blackness. Streetlights vanished. Homes went dark. Jagged flashes of lightning split the sky. Those flashes illuminated a scene of growing chaos. This is the moment of shock. It is the moment when our modern world shows its fragility. Roads turned into canals. Cars were stranded. Headlights were submerged in rising, murky water. The city's main hospital ran on backup generators. Nurses and doctors worked by flashlight. The hum of the generators was a fragile defense. People in low-lying neighborhoods watched water seep under their doors. They grabbed what they could. The systems we trust every day were failing. We need to build systems that can endure a shock and keep functioning. What does resilience truly mean? The word is used often. We hear it in news reports and in city planning meetings, but its meaning is simple and powerful. Resilience is the ability of a system to withstand a shock and recover its function quickly. It is not just about being strong. A concrete wall is strong, but it can shatter under enough force. A resilient system is more like a tree in a high wind. It bends, it adapts, but it does not break. After the storm passes, it straightens up and continues to live. Resilience is not simply about bouncing back to the way things were before. The old way may have been part of the problem. True resilience means bouncing forward. It means learning from the disaster. If a bridge washes out, a resilient approach does not just rebuild the same bridge. It asks why the bridge failed. It might build the new one higher, use stronger materials, or even relocate it. Resilience is a process of continuous improvement, driven by hard lessons, creating a stronger and more equitable future. It is the network of things we all use and share. When one system breaks, the effects ripple outwards. The shocks that test our cities come in many forms. Hurricanes lash our coastlines, earthquakes can level buildings in seconds, wildfires consume entire landscapes and neighborhoods, drought starves our reservoirs. As our climate changes, shocks grow more frequent and intense. A sophisticated cyber attack can cripple a city without a single drop of rain. A major industrial accident can contaminate water and force evacuations. Human-caused shocks disrupt critical services and communications. Climate change acts as a risk multiplier. Old maps of risk are becoming obsolete. There is no single solution. Risks vary by place and often overlap. We must build for the predictable and the unforeseen. This is the complex reality of our time. To build a resilient city, we need a clear plan. Simple, practical rules can guide our choices. First, redundancy, not putting all your eggs in one basket. A networked grid can reroute electricity around damage. Second, flexibility, bend, do not break, adjust to conditions. Shock absorbers let buildings move with the earth and avoid collapse. Third, modularity, if one module fails, isolate and replace it. Modular flood barriers beat a single massive, immovable structure. Fourth, Embrace failure safely. Design predictable. Contain failure. Designated overflow areas prevent catastrophic neighborhood flooding. We cannot prevent every failure, but we can manage it to protect lives and property. These 4 pillars form the blueprint for resilient design. For centuries we tried to fight nature with concrete and steel. Nature often has better, more elegant solutions. These are called nature-based solutions. Wetlands and mangroves act as a natural sponge, absorbing floodwater and storm energy. They protect communities at lower cost than concrete seawalls. City trees provide shade, lower heat, cut AC demand and save energy. Roots absorb stormwater, reducing flood risk. Green spaces clean air, support wildlife, and improve health. Sand dunes form a dynamic, self-repairing barrier against the ocean. Cities now restore dunes they once removed. Nature-based solutions are often significantly cheaper. Nature does most of the work for free, while adding ongoing value. A smarter, more holistic way to build resilience. Modern technology offers a powerful set of tools for building resilient cities, Sensors monitor stress, vibration, and leaks, alerting us before failures become catastrophic. Real-time data shifts us from reactive repairs to proactive maintenance. Smart grids reroute power instantly, isolating outages to small areas. The energy system becomes more robust and reliable. After disaster, drones give responders a clear picture to direct resources. Mobile platforms warn the public. Social media helps locate people in need. But technology is a tool, not a cure-all. It must be secured and staffed. We must not create a digital divide where only some neighborhoods benefit. Pair tech with engagement, governance, and equitable planning. Used wisely, it is a powerful shield, not an invincible one. The digital nervous system strengthens the whole. The strongest infrastructure is useless without connected communities. When a disaster strikes, the true first responders are neighbors, the person who checks on an elderly neighbor, the family that shares its food and water. These are the actions that save lives in the immediate aftermath. Social cohesion is critical infrastructure when official systems fail. Spaces where people meet strengthen bonds and build response teams. Training in first aid, rescue, and communication speeds response. Disasters do not affect everyone equally. Prioritize the most vulnerable. A community is only as strong as its weakest link. Communication and education give people agency, not fear. Informed and connected communities transform into a powerful force for resilience. Building a resilient city costs money. Upgrading infrastructure and restoring landscapes require investment. Budgets are tight, but we must shift our perspective. Resilience is not an expense, it is a high-return investment. Acting now costs less than rebuilding later. Use public-private partnerships for essential upgrades. Create market incentives via insurance for safer construction. Resilience bonds reward projects that demonstrably reduce risk. The cost of doing nothing is staggering. Investing in resilience protects our economy, property, and people. In a world of increasing shocks, resilience is a necessity. Choose to invest in a safer future. The challenge is immense. The storms are getting stronger. The risks are more complex. But despair is not a strategy. The truth is, we have solutions. We have engineering knowledge, natural models, and technological tools. Designing with redundancy, flexibility, and modularity makes systems stronger. Restoring wetlands and planting trees provide powerful, low-cost protection. Connected communities save lives. The path forward is clear. Leaders must set strong policy and enforce resilient codes. Businesses must invest in resilient operations and supply chains. Residents must prepare homes and engage in planning. Resilience is a shared responsibility. Together we achieve transformative results. Start with one priority. Fix it. Then move to the next. Small victories build momentum. This is our call to action. If we all take practical steps, we can face the next storm with confidence and help our communities thrive.
Everyone said you can't build a $200 billion empire on peace. Someone just did it anyway. While traditional development approaches struggle to deliver real change, Dr. Rashed Osman and World Peace Development Holdings have created something entirely different. They call it the Peacism ecosystem, and it's turning everything we know about mega-scale development upside down. In Laos, they've just signed the largest foreign investment agreement in the country's history. Over $200 billion dedicated to transforming an entire nation's economy. But here's what makes this revolutionary. Instead of extracting resources, they're building integrated systems. Renewable energy, healthcare, education, industrial zones, all connected through what they call peace-driven development. The Laos Prime Minister called it transformative. International observers say it could become the model for sustainable growth in emerging economies. This isn't just about one country, it's about proving that peace, prosperity, and massive infrastructure can work together at unprecedented scale. World Peace Development Holdings builds mega-scale, peace-driven ecosystems with governments and private partners. The approach aligns infrastructure, industry, and social services to create jobs and resilience. At the center is people access to work, food, healthcare, education, housing, justice, and safety. Peace isn't abstract, it's dignity, protection, and equal opportunity. Join the Peaceism ecosystem. Learn, partner, and co-build the blueprint for sustainable prosperity. The Peaceism ecosystem is an operating system for national development. It coordinates governments, private partners, and communities in one integrated frame. Employment. Large-scale jobs and skills pipelines power long-term growth. Food. Regenerative agriculture and smart logistics for secure supply. Healthcare. Universal access and preventive care systems. Education. Lifelong upskilling for an adaptive workforce. Housing. Affordable, resilient, community-centric design. Justice. Transparent governance and rights protections. Safety, conflict resolution, disaster readiness, and cybersecurity. Peacecoin is the digital rail for transparent value distribution. It's not an investment contract. Coins are allocated based on human existence and community effort. Assets and decisions are recorded for auditability and public trust. A trustee model guides decisions with clear accountability. Community voice shapes priorities and surfaces local solutions. Design is community-centric solutions built with, not for, people. Capital grows alongside forests, skills, and incomes, not at their expense. Economic security links healthcare, education, income, shelter, food, and connection. A free global series activates collaboration from jobs and food to justice and resilience. The narrative is peace-first unity of humankind, dignity without borders, because all mankind is from one family. Opportunity must be universal. Stakeholders call the Laos Partnership a transformative step for long-term growth. Observers say it could model diversified, climate-ready development. This is implementation, not optics projects, delivering measurable change. Leaders and builders join, sponsor, speak, and co-implement the next Peaceism corridors. Next, how projects sequence to create lasting jobs, resilient cities, and shared prosperity. Phase 1 strengthens energy and logistics. Phase 2 scales industry and housing. Phase 3 expands social services. Reliable power unlocks factories, hospitals, and classrooms. Renewables lower costs and build energy independence. Freight corridors and smart customs accelerate exports and reduce waste. Mobility connects workers to opportunities and markets to producers. Industrial parks anchor jobs, SME clusters localize value chains. Entrepreneur programs turn talent into enterprises. Healthcare capacity improves well-being and worker productivity. Education expands human capital and future skills. Affordable, climate-ready neighborhoods reduce displacement risk. Public safety and social connection strengthen peace. E-services cut friction and corruption, increasing trust. Justice systems emphasize fairness and reintegration. A new job raises an entire household. Digital tools stabilize income and reduce waste. Connectivity multiplies value across sectors. Peace thrives where everyone belongs. Basic needs are engineered into the plan.
Thanks to the peace ecosystem, I found support and community, especially in healthcare. It's a game changer.
Blockchain opened doors to jobs and resources I never imagined. It's empowering.
Visit the Expo series, Partner on Corridors. Let's turn peace into prosperity. We build for those who come after us. Clean power fuels opportunity. Care for all protects dignity. Skills for tomorrow unlock prosperity. Peace is measurable when lives improve transparently and at scale. Leaders, innovators, and communities, your seat at the table is ready. Equity by design, not by chance. Employment, food, healthcare, housing, education, justice, safety. Humanity first. Love, peace, joy. Unity without prejudice or borders. From river valleys to smart cities, the future is being built. World Peace Development Holdings, building a sustainable future through the Peaceism ecosystem. Subscribe, share, and join the mission. Peace is a plan and a platform. Let's build it together.
More of us are living in cities than ever before. This is a simple fact of our modern world. By 2030, a few short years from now, billions more will call a city home. This great migration brings energy and ideas. It creates opportunities for work. It creates opportunities for life. But it also presents us with a serious challenge. Our cities are growing so fast, expanding outward and upward. This rapid growth, if we are not careful, can come at a great cost. It can harm the very nature that sustains us. We see the signs of this strain all around us. The air in many urban centers is thick with pollution from endless streams of traffic. Our green spaces, the lungs of our cities, are shrinking. This leads to urban heat islands, where city centers become much hotter than the surrounding countryside. This is not just an inconvenience, it affects our health and our quality of life. The noise, the congestion, the lack of connection to nature can make us feel stressed and isolated. We are at a fork in the road. We must choose a path for our cities that is healthier for both people and the planet. The problem feels big, but the choice is ours to make. We designed our cities. We built them. Therefore, we have the power to redesign them and to build them better. So what does a better city look like? We can call it sustainable urban eco-planning. That might sound complicated, but the idea is simple. It means we plan and build our cities in a way that respects the natural environment and improves the lives of the people who live there. It is a blueprint for a city that can thrive for generations to come, instead of using up all its resources. Instead of seeing a city as separate from nature, this approach sees the city as part of an ecosystem. We think about the impact of every new building, every new street, every new park. This green blueprint is built on a few core ideas. First, prioritize people over cars. Design streets that are safe and pleasant for walking. Design streets that are safe and pleasant for cycling. Create reliable public transportation, so cars are optional. Second, weave nature into the fabric of the city. Plant more trees, build more parks, create green roofs. Install vertical gardens on buildings. These green spaces clean our air. They cool our cities. They give us places to rest and connect. Bring life back to our urban cores. Third, be smart with our resources. Use less energy, collect rainwater, recycle, compost, and create circular systems. Let us look at a real example of a city that put people first. Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, a model in urban transport transformation. For many years, like most cities, Copenhagen was becoming choked with cars. Streets noisy, polluted, dangerous for people on foot and on bikes. City leaders made a brave choice: reclaim streets for people. They began with pedestrian-only zones in the city center. Then they built a vast, interconnected network of protected bike lanes, year by year. Wide, separated lanes, dedicated signals, fast commuting by bike. Today, more than half of all trips to work or school in Copenhagen are by bicycle. The impact is visible: cleaner air, quieter streets, people more active and healthier, cafes and parks filled with conversation and birdsong. This shift was gradual, decades of steady commitment. Start small, one pedestrian street. Success led to another. Parking spaces removed and converted into wider sidewalks. Public benches added. Bike lanes installed. Each step built momentum. Even car-reliant cities can change with vision and courage. Copenhagen's lesson: a city's heart is its people, not its traffic. Designed for walking, designed for cycling, reduce carbon emissions, improve public health, create vibrant public spaces. This is a practical, adaptable model for cities worldwide. Rethink streets, change the character of cities. A blueprint for movement and life. Now, let us travel to a different continent and look at another kind of green transformation. Singapore, a dense and tropical city-state, faced a unique challenge. How could it grow into a major global hub without losing its natural heritage and becoming a concrete jungle? The leaders of Singapore came up with a powerful vision to create a city in a garden. This was not just a catchy slogan. It was a guiding principle for all urban development. The goal was to weave nature into every aspect of the city's design, making green space an essential part of the urban infrastructure, just as important as roads and buildings. The commitment to this vision is visible everywhere you look in Singapore. Lush parks, nature reserves, tree-lined streets. The greening goes beyond that. Singapore has pioneered the use of sky-rise greenery, including green roofs and vertical gardens covering skyscraper sides. Living walls, rooftop parks. They help to cool buildings, reducing the need for air conditioning. They absorb rainwater, helping prevent flooding. They provide new habitats, increasing biodiversity. One of the most famous examples is Gardens by the Bay, a massive park on reclaimed land in the city's heart. The iconic super trees harvest solar energy and collect rainwater. Not just a tourist attraction, a beloved public space for residents and a living lab for sustainable tech. It demonstrates a city can create spectacular, functional green spaces, becoming a source of national pride. Density and greenness can go hand in hand, a powerful model for crowded cities worldwide. For our third case study, let us look at how a city can smartly manage its essential resources: water, energy. Curitiba, a city in Brazil, is famous for its innovative urban planning, especially in public transit. But it has also been a pioneer in creating sustainable systems for managing its environment. Decades ago, the city faced frequent flooding. Instead of building expensive concrete canals to channel the floodwater, the planners chose a more natural and intelligent solution. They turned flood-prone riverbanks into a series of interconnected parks, revolutionary at the time. Designed to work with nature, the parklands are allowed to flood. The open green space acts like a giant sponge, absorbing excess water and releasing it slowly. This solved the flooding problem at a fraction of traditional costs, and gave the city a magnificent public park network. Instead of concrete ditches, the people of Curitiba got beautiful green spaces with lakes, woods, and walking paths. Curitiba's smart thinking extends to waste and energy as well. The city created a famous program called Garbage that is not garbage. Residents in low-income neighborhoods, unreachable by trucks, exchange sorted recyclables for bus tokens or fresh food, cleaning the city and reducing landfill. It provided support to families, turned waste management into a tool for social equity and engagement, and showed environmental solutions can be social solutions. The best solutions often solve multiple problems at once, building a city that is more resilient, equitable, and sustainable through integrated systems. When we build cities according to a green blueprint, the benefits are immense and touch every part of our lives. The most obvious reward is a healthier environment. Planting more trees, reducing car traffic, leads to cleaner air. Fewer people suffer from asthma and other respiratory problems. More green space and lighter materials reduce the urban heat island effect, lowering energy demand. These environmental gains translate into better public health. Green cities boost mental well-being, reduce stress, improve mood, and increase focus. Pleasant, walkable streets invite people out. They walk more, meet neighbors, and feel a stronger sense of community. Investing in green infrastructure creates local jobs, building bike lanes, retrofitting buildings, and developing renewables. These are good jobs that can't be outsourced. Green cities attract businesses and talent. Companies choose quality of life, beautiful parks, clean air, excellent public transportation. A green city is a prosperous city. Green cities are more resilient. Parks manage heavy rainfall and prevent flooding. Diverse local energy reduces risk. Community gardens and urban farms strengthen food security. Designing cities to work with nature makes them better to live in today and safer for the future. Of course, transforming our cities into green, sustainable places is not without its challenges. One of the most common concerns is the cost. New transit, large parks, retrofitting buildings can require significant upfront investment. Some worry they cannot afford these projects or see them as luxuries. We must communicate the long-term savings, lower healthcare costs, and reduced energy bills. To overcome the cost barrier, think creatively. Partnerships, national grants, international support for green projects. Reframe the conversation. Consider the cost of not building, air pollution, traffic congestion, and healthcare for an inactive population. Seen fully, the long-term economic benefits of green planning often far outweigh initial investments. Resistance is real. Removing parking for bike lanes or increasing housing density can be met with opposition. Planners and leaders must listen with respect and engage openly, making residents partners in change. Go beyond traditional meetings. Organize workshops, neighborhood walks, and online forums to gather diverse input. When people truly have a voice, support grows. The green city of the future must be built not just for the people, but by the people. The vision for 2030 can feel grand and overwhelming. It is easy to think this is a job only for mayors, architects, powerful city planners, but the truth is that everyone has a vital role to play. The transformation depends on small, collective actions. Your voice and your choices matter. Participate in local democracy. Attend community meetings. Speak up about more parks, safer bike lanes, better public transit. Write to your elected officials. Tell them a greener city is your priority. Make a difference with daily choices. Walk, cycle, use public transportation instead of driving. When thousands do this, it reduces traffic and air pollution. Support local businesses, shop at farmers markets, conserve energy and water at home. Start a small garden on your balcony, in your yard, in a community garden. These actions build sustainability and resilience. City planners, architects, developers, your responsibility is immense. Design the physical spaces of our future. Embrace the green blueprint in every project. Prioritize human scale and walkability. Integrate nature, green roofs, pocket parks. Use sustainable materials and energy-efficient technologies. Challenge car-first thinking. Be bold and creative. Champion policies, allocate budgets, set ambitious goals, and plan for the next generation. As we stand here in late 2025, the year 2030 is not a distant point on the horizon. It is just around the corner. The cities of 2030 are already being built today. Every decision we make, every street we pave, every building we approve, is a brushstroke on the canvas of our future. Our current path of unchecked, car-centric growth is unsustainable. It harms our planet and diminishes our quality of life. But a better path is possible. Copenhagen, Singapore, Curitiba. Living proof that thoughtful, human-centered design can create cities that are healthy, vibrant, and in harmony with nature. The Green Blueprint is not a rigid formula. It is a set of guiding principles. Put people first, weave nature into our fabric, use resources wisely, create systems that are resilient and equitable. The benefits are clear. Cleaner air, better health, stronger communities, more robust economies. We have acknowledged the challenges of cost and resistance, and we can overcome them through creative thinking, long-term vision, and true community partnership. The power to shape our cities is in our hands, as citizens, as planners, and as leaders. The task is not to start over, but to adapt. One street, one park, one neighborhood at a time, reclaiming spaces for people and inviting nature back into daily life. This is a hopeful and practical mission. The future is something we build together.
A place to call home. The human story of the housing crisis. Maria packs the last box. It's the third time in 2 years. Her son, 8-year-old Leo, sits on the stairs, his small shoulders slumped. He's already said goodbye to 2 sets of school friends, and 2 favorite parks, and 2 bedrooms he had just started to make his own. The rent on their small 2-bedroom apartment had jumped again. Maria works full-time as a nursing assistant, yet her paycheck is stretched thinner and thinner by the relentless rise of housing costs. Her story is not an isolated incident. It is a quiet, persistent crisis unfolding in households across the country and the world. The search for a safe, stable, and warm place to live is a fundamental human longing. A home is more than just a roof over our heads. It is the foundation upon which we build our lives, where families share meals, and where we find rest and security after a long day. When this foundation is unstable, everything built upon it begins to tremble. Families are forced to make impossible choices between paying rent and buying groceries, between keeping the lights on and affording necessary medicine. This constant instability creates a cycle of stress and hardship that can have devastating effects on health, education, and economic opportunity for generations. This is the heart of the housing crisis. The rent eats first. Before a family can save for the future, invest in education, or even cover basic needs, the landlord must be paid. In many of our cities and towns, this single expense consumes an ever larger portion of a family's income. The problem can be stated in one clear, stark sentence. Millions of hard-working people can no longer afford a decent place to live in the communities they serve. The term affordable housing is used so frequently that its true meaning can become blurred. It's not just about building cheap units or subsidized units. It is a deeply practical concept tied directly to a family's well-being. The most widely accepted benchmark for affordability is a simple, powerful rule of thumb. A household should not spend more than 30% of its gross income on housing costs. That includes rent or mortgage payments and essential utilities. When housing expenses rise above this threshold, a family is considered cost-burdened. This isn't just an arbitrary number, it marks a tipping point where financial stability begins to erode. When a family is forced to pay 40%, 50%, or even 60% of their income on housing. As millions currently are, the money that should go to nutritious food, healthcare, transportation to work, or savings for a child's education is instead consumed by rent. This creates a precarious existence where a single unexpected event, a car repair, a medical bill, a reduction in work hours, can trigger a catastrophic spiral into eviction and homelessness. The crisis of housing affordability did not emerge overnight. It is the result of a complex interplay of forces that have been building for decades: economic forces, policy decisions, and market dynamics. To find effective solutions, we must first understand these tangled roots in plain, straightforward language. One of the most fundamental causes is a simple and severe mismatch between supply and demand. For years, we have failed to build enough new homes to keep pace with population growth and jobs. More people seeking homes than homes available. Prices rise, pushing housing out of reach. Another major driver is the expense of construction itself. Land prices have skyrocketed, and materials like lumber, steel, and concrete have become more costly, while labor shortages drive up wages. Combined costs make truly affordable development nearly impossible without public support. Government policies and local regulations can also create hurdles. Restrictive zoning limits what and how much gets built, prohibiting multifamily, imposing large lot sizes, and setting height restrictions. The permitting process can be slow, complex, and expensive, adding months or even years to a project's timeline and cost. Finally, housing has been financialized. Large investors buying single-family homes and apartments can mean higher rents and stricter evictions. Speculation inflates prices and reduces options for ordinary people. Treating housing as a commodity compromises affordability for the average person. If a core part of the problem is a simple lack of homes, then a core part of the solution must be to build more of them, faster, more cost-effective, and more intelligently than in the past. The most direct path to increasing supply is through meaningful zoning reform. Cities can update land use rules to allow greater density, especially near transit and major employment centers. Allowing modest mid-rises, duplexes, and townhomes in formerly single-family-only zones can add homes without radically changing neighborhood character. A key strategy is embracing innovative methods like modular construction. Rooms are built in factories under controlled conditions, then transported and assembled in a fraction of the time. It accelerates timelines, reduces labor costs and waste, and delivers high-quality, affordable housing at scale. Inclusionary zoning requires or incentivizes developers to set aside a share of units as affordable for low and moderate income households, often in exchange for added density or flexibility. This integrates affordable homes into market-rate buildings, fostering economic diversity and preventing concentrated poverty. Public and nonprofit developers are essential for the lowest incomes, leveraging public land, grants, and low-cost financing. With deep community roots and long-term commitments, these partners ensure vulnerable residents gain stable homes and a pathway to stability. Beyond simply building more traditional apartments, we must think creatively about the homes we build. One promising innovation is smaller, more efficient living spaces. Tiny homes, typically under 400 square feet. Accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, backyard or basement secondary homes. Smaller footprints mean they cost significantly less to build, heat, and maintain. For individuals, seniors, and young couples, a well-designed small home can offer safety and dignity at a fraction of the cost, while gently increasing neighborhood density. Another model is co-housing. Residents have private homes and share common facilities. Large kitchens, workshops, gardens, and childcare spaces. Sharing tools, laundry, and meals lowers costs and builds mutual support, especially for seniors and single parents. Shared living ranges from formal co-living buildings with private bedrooms and communal spaces to simply renting a spare room. In high-cost cities, sharing a home combats isolation as well as costs. Cities can clarify regulations and ensure shared housing is safe and well-managed, recognizing its role in a flexible housing ecosystem. By updating zoning to allow tiny villages, ADUs, and co-housing, municipalities unlock supply that is affordable and sustainable. These aren't just smaller spaces. They build bigger, more supportive communities where people thrive together. One of the most powerful and enduring solutions for permanent affordability is the Community Land Trust, or CLT. It is brilliantly simple, yet profoundly effective at breaking speculative price escalation. Here's how it works. The trust owns the land. Residents own the homes, locking in affordability. A community nonprofit acquires land, separates land ownership from the buildings, and stewards the land for community benefit. Homes are sold to low or moderate income families at reduced prices because they're not buying the land. A ground lease includes a resale formula that grants modest equity while ensuring the next buyer is income qualified. Homes exit speculation and remain community assets forever. Families gain stability and wealth building without fueling price spikes. CLTs can also offer permanently affordable rentals, local business spaces, gardens, and other neighborhood assets. Governed by residents, neighbors, and public representatives, CLTs are accountable and democratic. By removing land cost and locking affordability, CLTs build stable, equitable, resilient communities and combat displacement. They create a lasting legacy of housing justice for generations. To see these ideas in action, look to Vienna, Austria. For over a century, Vienna has invested in social housing. Roughly 60% of residents live in city-owned or subsidized homes, high quality, well-integrated, and mixed income. Treating housing as a public utility has stabilized rents and elevated quality of life. Closer to home, the Champlain Housing Trust in Burlington, founded in 1984, is the nation's largest CLT. It has created over 3,000 permanently affordable homes, providing stability for more than 6,000 people. Hundreds became homeowners. Many more rent affordably in perpetuity. By insulating land from speculation, CHT has kept foreclosures remarkably low, even through downturns. From Vienna's scale to Burlington's community focus, the blueprint is clear. With commitment, creativity, and the right tools, we can build communities where everyone has a place to call home. Building affordable, sustainable homes takes investment, but the funds are within reach. No single source can solve it. We must braid public funding, private capital, and philanthropy. Government bonds let cities raise low-interest capital for construction and preservation. This funds long-term housing infrastructure. Public-private partnerships make projects viable via low-cost loans, public land, tax credits, and abatements. The Low-Income Housing Tax Credit trades tax relief for long-term affordability, leveraging billions in private investment. Local housing trust funds, linkage fees, transfer taxes, and hotel taxes create steady revenue for flexible local solutions, from rental assistance to nonprofit development. Philanthropy provides flexible seed funding for pilots, pre-development, and closing gaps that unlock construction. By backing mission-driven nonprofits and CLTs, philanthropy de-risks innovation and reaches the most vulnerable. The result: real homes, real stability, and progress that compounds. The challenge can feel immense, but the path forward is clear. We don't lack solutions. We often lack the will to implement them. The journey begins with a shared understanding. A safe home is the foundation of a healthy, thriving community. Build more homes of all types. Embrace faster and greener construction. Unlock creative spaces like tiny homes and ADUs. Protect land from speculation through community land trusts. And require inclusionary zoning so new development serves everyone. This work needs coalitions, leaders, builders, nonprofits, and neighbors. City leaders must modernize zoning, streamline affordable permits, and dedicate public funds and land. Builders should adopt innovative methods and pursue partnerships that deliver social as well as financial returns. Nonprofits must advocate and build for the most vulnerable. Neighbors must champion good projects in their own backyards. Start today. Find your local nonprofit housing developer or community land trust. Visit their site, sign up for updates, or donate what you can. Show up with support and a desire for great design.
Investing in world peace development is about ensuring that our children and our children's children inherit a world that values collaboration, mutual respect, and peace. It's about creating a legacy of peace, a world where violence is not the norm, but the exception. Because ultimately, that's the greatest gift we can give to future generations. Look, I know we've been talking about some pretty big, complex ideas here, but at its core, peace is actually a very simple concept. It's about kindness, it's about empathy, it's about recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of every single human being. These are values that are echoed in spiritual and philosophical traditions all over the world. And embracing these values, putting them into practice in our daily lives, is essential for cultivating a culture of peace. A world where everyone feels valued, respected, and loved.